Yeah, here we go, guys, with some more Tomb Raider action. Yoo-hoo. Welcome back, everybody. Playing blind again, thankfully. Let's knock on wood that nothing goes wrong with this recording. We are neck deep in the Valley of the Deathless. Going to go fight them. Sorry, I'm out of my game a little bit, aren't I? We found out the big reveals about Jacob being the prophet. That was finally confirmed. We know that Kitezh was buried in the glacier. Jonah is, unfortunately... I think he's stable now. Who knows? Trinity is racing to get the Divine Source, which might be a bad thing after all, because the Deathless ones we've been fighting are acting super weird, and they burn away in weird blue fire, and they're creepy... possibly undead people. It's all a blur.
Trinity has twice before sent great men seeking the prophet's path, and twice before they have vanished. He carried the divine source out of the empire, but it was not his to take. That blasphemy taints everything while his descendants still live. So Trinity must try again. I have done ungodly things, committed terrible sins against the innocent, just to reach this place. To retrieve the divine source. I know God will forgive for what I do. I do for the greater good. Now the end is in sight. I need only survive this final battle, and Trinity's work will be done.
Mysterious. This is a Mongol text. It even says Trinity's envoy among the Mongols. So is that implying that Trinity was manipulating the Mongols to come here? It's kind of the implication I'm reading there. I mean, I'm guessing since it was an envoy, I assume the Mongols were already doing their invasion all along. It wasn't all a Trinity plan. But some guy from Trinity came over and convinced them to attack Kitezh, presumably after the hunter failed to deal with them. Very interesting to know. So yeah, we'll just carry on then. We almost made it to the city, which I'm guessing is the final... I don't know, something... Sorry guys, something is wrong with me trying to grab onto that final ledge. Fortunately, I got all my new tools. I can quickly remedy the situation. Let's line up properly, and there we go. That's more like it. I'm guessing we are pretty much, yeah, like I said, at the final dungeon. It seems very final. Which actually brings up, I find it interesting, this is now what episode 37 and 38 we're recording. So this game seems to have been significantly longer than the previous game. You'll recall it took me 34 episodes to record the previous game. And this one is looking to go to maybe 40, so that already seems like a little bit longer. But remember that I made 20-minute episodes back when I did the first Tomb Raider, and not 30-minute episodes, so even more length has been added to this game compared to the previous one, which I appreciate. I like the amount of content that's been here. You can subtract 5 hours from this game's time to remove the Baba Yaga DLC, but... spooky. A frozen water burial for this dude. Seems... The Lost City! We made it! Exciting. So yeah, you can subtract like maybe, not 5 hours, 5 episodes, like 2 hours, let's say, off this game's time, my runtime for the Baba Yaga DLC, but that's still longer than the previous game by several hours.
The best we can do is buy you some time. I'll see you on the other side.
I've been playing this a little bit more completionist than I did play the previous game, so that might also have an effect. But I was fairly busy in collecting stuff in my previous games Let's Play as well, so...
The Chamber of Souls. The Divine Source has to be there.
Yeah, it does look like a final dungeon. Also, can't help but notice that big glow up there in that one tower, so...
The way into the city center is through that gate.
Really? We can't try to just cut straight through over there? Well, okay, I guess we'll try. Man, look at this level. This place looks nuts. Threshold of Kitezh.
I don't know what I expected an immortal being to be like, but Jacob seems so human. The things he must have seen over the years, all that experience and knowledge, it's difficult to fathom. And yet, he lied to his own people for generations, all for the sake of this secret. What wonders will be unlocked with the divine source? Will humans finally understand the true nature of the soul? Or will it unlock some extraordinary new scientific discovery? One thing is certain. It's too important to allow Trinity to control.
Well, it apparently makes people ageless and turn into blue fire when shot enough, so I'm sure there's some scientific value for that. I wonder how Jacob's kept the masquerade up over these years, cause like I think it's obvious that the other people don't know he's the prophet. At least they don't seem to know the other remnants. So surely someone would question the fact that, let's see, improved rate of fire. Sure, I'll take that. Would question if this one guy just never seemed to age among their people. That would be a little bit mysterious, yeah. But I guess he did something to hide his immortality from the others. Some sort of masquerade to pretend that you know, a new guy shows up over the generations that just looks exactly like him. I don't know. It's best not to dwell too much on that. I like this upgrade. It's just a new glove for us to wear. That's kind of funny. And she does wear it. Cool. Now here's my question is, if I switch to... Okay, that's really funny. You switch weapons and the glove just pops into and out of existence. Oh, I should be making these, by the way. Let's just stock up on these before we descend into the city. I love that there's that sound when you make these bullets, but for whatever reason there isn't one when you do the arrows. It's kind of weird. They did a really bang-up job of dropping a glacier, because look how well the city is preserved after even dropping the... Oh wow, a stealth segment with the Deathless? That is neat. This is the big difference from the previous game, actually. The previous Tomb Raider is once the undead in that one showed up, the Storm Guard, that was just like an action sequence at the very end of the game. But this looks like a, you know, a kind of a free roam level. It is, and there's a crypt in here, and there's a tomb here too. Oh, the final tomb, I think. If I've been following this correctly, could it be in this cave? We're gonna have to do a bit of a run around, have a look around. I don't see the Deathless anywhere though, so... Don't see any bogeys. We'll still play this carefully, yeah? We'll try to find that crypt first. This is exciting, I have to say. A huge, like, preserved city with, like, deathless enemies patrolling. Let's stay on the rooftops if they really are only on the streets. Oh, there's a guy. He's not on the streets. There's two guys. They're all wearing helmets too, so I bet trying to hit them in the head would be a bad idea. Where's this crypt? So we're that a ways. Let's go back down here for a second. No sign of the Deathless over here. This kind of reminds me of the shantytown in the previous game, but at least it looks way bigger than the shantytown, which was fairly constrained. Okay. The halberd guy is the big problem. How do I deal with this halberd dude? Because, like, you know... I doubt... Yeah, see, there's not even a headshot cursor there. I doubt that's going to work on the guy. God dang it, Lara. Let's go this way for now. Wow, you are blind as a bat, aren't you? I guess that helmet visor isn't really helping with seeing stuff. Oh, okay, so it's somewhere beneath there. Oh, this is exciting. The glacier's partly melted. Alright, cool. Which means I bet the crypt is inside this building. Oh man, I'm already so in love with this level. This is truly impressive. The level architecture, the scope of it, the stealth against the undead Byzantine dudes. Aha.
Valentinus, the timekeeper.
Okay, that must be who's been buried here. Timekeeper. Weird job position. Alright. He just tells the time, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know how to read those, like, sundials, so maybe that back in the day was a job that required a position just to do that. I guess we'll learn by reading
The
this.
city was built. The first generation of followers stared out upon it. One among them, a man named Valentinus, has spent his whole life devoted to the study of time and its passage. The prophet sought him out in the crowd and asked him what he thought of the city. Valentinus said he felt it was a blessed place, that time would move slowly there, and that Kitezh would last for generations untold. The prophet smiled, for he knew that he had made a home where his people might be safe.
Okay, so he was just a chronologist, I suppose, which I don't know if that's a real word, but I made it up just now. So that was what I was thinking at the time would move slowly there. Like, Lara was like, what's he experienced over the years, Jacob? But he's kind of lived in isolation for most of his life, so I wouldn't imagine he's that knowledgeable. Obviously, he's a great primary source for what life was like in ancient days. Like, that alone makes Jacob kind of a valuable guy. Jacob would have scientific value, but like, and he would be an excellent font of knowledge about ancient matters. But you know, otherwise, I don't think he's experienced all that much over the years hiding in the Siberian wilderness. I get the impression no one came here after the Mongols raided until the Soviets showed up. We haven't found any like remnants of any other people hanging out here, so. Okay, what have we found in here? Oh, a bow unlocked. A new bow? Okay. I guess that is the realistic thing, is that you only find bow parts in these ancient crypts. It would be weird to find gun parts, which I think that happened sometimes in the previous game. You'd go to like an ancient crypt and there would be like, you know, pistol parts or whatever. Maybe the implication was that they were left by the islanders, since a lot of those crypts seem to have an islander presence in them. I really don't know. Okay. Crazy music starts again. Back to the real issue at hand, how to deal with a city full of the deathless. I'm gonna make a beeline for this cave next. If I was a level designer and I was gonna hide one final tomb in the game, I would probably put it there. Actually, I have no idea where I'd put a tomb in this game, but you know, let's try that. And I believe that's the last one, so then we'll get whatever the fancy costume is in from that side mission. Oh, could I take this guy out? Should I start spreading some death to the deathless. Like this, for example. Let's see how well he burns underwater, yeah? Burn pretty well. Okay, so there's still eyes on him now. Axeman's going down. Got a cool helmet, but, you know. Little creepy voices these guys have. Little creepy noises. And finally... you, my friend. That's all of them down. Okay. I did not notice this water here when I first came here, so I was a bit worried how I deal with the 3 deathless, but... they made the mistake of hanging out a bit too close to the water. Okay. Okay, so I just got a bunch of bullets from that deathless guy, so there we go. Some of that silliness I mentioned last time is apparent. With ancient cultures having modern stuff. I mean, no one's been under the ice here apparently since the glacier was dropped, so it's not like there really should be modern bullets here. That looks like some treasure in that room. Oh, it was just a bundle of logs. Dang it. It really looked to me like, oh. Oh, wait a second. Only problem is I'm going to be making a lot of noise when I... Can I just burn these down? Or do I have to use flaming arrows? Oops, I always make that mistake, don't I? Yeah, gonna have to use the big booms. Oh, actually, why am I standing this close? Can't I take the shot from a bit further away? Oh, now I'm doing the mistake again. I was about to shoot the wrong arrow, the regular one. Oh, no, no, Lara, come on. Yeah. And then the camera decided to mess around with me at the last minute. That looked scary for a second. Me dropping down. Knowing my luck, there'd be tons of...
a pagan god. Perhaps a fertility idol. It's thousands of years old.
Tons of deathless on the street if I decided to fall. Just where I happened to fall. Yeah, this looks crazy old, this carving. Pretty neat. Happy to take it with me. Okay, now... back to the task at hand, which is crossing this entire city to get to that place. And I really don't feel like... I think we've gotten pretty much all the items in this game, like the Metroidvania-ish exploration items.
I should take these out.
So I can't imagine that our path would be blocked at this point of the game. Isn't this gonna make a ton of noise? Okay. I'll just pretend I didn't hear anything. Or they didn't hear anything. No sign of the deathless. I'll run, swing by that bell over there. And, this is pretty much where I started. Somewhere around this way. Like, I'm actually not sure where I came down from, but somewhere up there I started on my little venture. Yep. No, not in there. Should be able to make this jump, right? Yeah, I could. That's weird that Lara specifically called out this challenge. Like, normally the game doesn't really call these challenges out. They're completely optional. So I found that a little weird that Lara decided to speak up about this issue. I mean, I can do it. I can drop a few bells. There we go. Wonder if you can light that up there. Nah, you can't shoot that far. That was just dressing. Uh-oh. What was that noise? I think someone's alerted me. I did not notice that guy down there. I think my arrow antics alerted somebody. How many people are there down there? 2 people, so I can't just drop down. I'm gonna let these guys be for now. Instead, I'm gonna carry on towards the cave. That's right, I'm just pure stealthing for once. I did pure stealth at one area with all the Trinity guys. I only took out like 25% of the people there. Okay, getting closer. Yeah, what they really saved the best for last with this level. This is kind of incredible, this area of the game. I mean, you can't even call this really a linear segment either, how open this one city is. There was also a mural somewhere over there that I missed, unfortunately, because I was too scared of those guys on the ground. Oh well. C'est la vie. These look like tomb markings, so I think we're on the right track. I think all the tombs we've been to have had those weird stick markings around them. What the heck? That bear looked really weird from afar, which is why I was like... I think it's a cave bear, possibly. Ah. Yeah, I'm not doing the whole bow antics on this one. Just gonna charge. Ow! How do you like that? Man, my cluster just clustered all over. Ah! Oh, okay. Ugh. Enjoyed that one, buddy. What? Why isn't the primary bomb do anything? Good lord. Woo! That wasn't, I think that was an honest to God cave bear. Goodness gracious. He was quite the big boy to duel. Man, even Lara's like, oh, skinning this one's gonna take a while. Ugh. We got 2 bear skins from that. 2 for the price of 1, because that thing really was a freaking animal, wasn't it? And I feel like my grenades did barely anything to it, too. That's the scary part. So this is knockdownable. So, knockdown we shall. Which means... today we're not going to be progressing too much with the main plot of the game, since we got all these crypts and tombs to deal with. Hence why I was like, this'll probably be 40 episodes. I'm guessing the end of the game is really close, so it'll only be an hour at most still.
Still in excellent condition. Not many of these survived, for obvious reasons.
And it's not even dusty or anything. Wow. Really good looking treasure. Really nice shinies. Okay. This is... oh, there's water down there. Splurp. Wow, I didn't know you could do a graceful dive like that. Wish I'd done one when I jumped off that waterfall a while ago. Not well. Yeah, I know there's a cache as well. That's no surprise. I saw it blinking from the top of the cliff. First I gotta get this though.
Pendant. Soldiers in the Empire would sometimes tie them to their belts.
So it's kind of like Glorified belt buckle, I guess. Okay, so this is where yeah, there we go. I guess it's something. Do I have my... Yeah, I got my rebreather on. What? I just heard an explosion. Are we gonna fight Trinity guys in this tomb?
Ruins under the water.
Geothermal, just like the place we were hanging out. A new bow available, the Grim Whisper. Was that that must have been what we unlocked from that cave we went to. Ancient horn bow with decorative snow leopard fur-wrapped limbs. Gosh. I will take it. Moon Shadows. Again, the Moon Shadows. Upgradable. I don't really want this gun, but I can't stand that prompt being there, so there we go. Back to the semi-auto we go. Okay, skills. Give me some skills. Press F mid-jump to jam climbable broadhead arrows into soft wood surfaces. Oh, but that takes away all the fun of... That takes all the fun away of building our walls. I guess I'll take it just in case, because... I might... I don't know. I can't foresee what sort of trouble I might end up having, but... It's entirely possible, so I'll just take that just in case. But I'd rather build my own ladder of arrows when the time comes. It's so much fun. Oh! Are we going into the northern crater here? Are we gonna fight Sephiroth eventually? Because this is what this level looks like. But now I see it's not Trinity's bombs that are going off. It's all these sulfur clouds. Ow! Oh, this time the thing hurt the fire when you ran over it. Well, of course it did. Chamber of Exorcism. Spooky. Okay, I see 2 rope puzzle bits already, so already my head is starting to hurt from whatever challenge awaits us.
Demonic possession. They were performing exorcisms.
Scary.
Deep below the holy ground of our city, we have found the source of the corruption. One of hell's winding tunnels snakes up and vomits forth a miasma of evil. There is no pattern to the demon's depredations, but his mark is plain. Men driven to wicked words and acts, as God's grace is driven from them. We take them here to the mouth of hell itself to drive out the demons. We do not always succeed. Often the poor wretches are too far gone and they die when we drive the beasts out of them. It is heartbreaking to lose good people, but we must stand against the devil in all his forms.
Okay, some questions arise. So I can see they thought that they mistook the sulfur events as being a gate to hell, obviously. Was the sulfur actually like poisoning people, making them act irrational, and they thought that was demonic possession? Or were they just like assuming that the malcontents and people had been possessed by the devil and they just took them down here? Or a demon or whatever, or what have you. I guess it's immaterial to us. This puzzle. Let's play with this before I start.
Something's holding it down.
Huh? Let's actually have a look. What is... So it looks like I'm trying to raise this cage. What purpose that has, though, raising that cage, I don't know. But it'll apparently... The puzzle is just this room, because you can see the book is right there, the codex. Okay. We got... Oops, no, not this way. Good.